Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in this series of new player FAQs and essentials for Airsoft, that type of thing, we're talking about the smart choices, not expensive ones, your first Airsoft replica. So before you even get to this point, I want to stress this enough. The best thing you can do is rent. Play 2-3 games, get your car sorted, learn how you feel about the sport. Don't jump straight into, I want this, I want that. Learn how you handle the sport. Can you handle the pain tolerances? Can you handle the fitness aspect of it? Do you mesh well with the players? Do you enjoy it? Because once you start getting into the expensive, well, I shouldn't say expensive, because you can get into Airsoft quite cheap. Once you start getting into the aspect of purchasing your first replica, it's a big step and a big commitment to purchase. So please do go and play a few games first. Go rent, that type of thing. Don't just jump straight into buying all the gear. The only things I would definitely say jump straight into buying is good eye protection, good boots, and gloves. But in regards to buying your first replica, let's get into talking about that. So, for those starting off in Airsoft, I would highly recommend going for an entry-level AEG. Not something like a Crytek or something stupidly expensive, even something like a Novrich. Something simple, like a Spec Arms carbine, that's about £130, is an excellent entryway into the sport of Airsoft. These things, are so much you can do with them. Even something like a Cyma AK-47, going for replicas that are cheap, affordable, that you can afford to break, you can afford to learn on, you can afford to upgrade. For example, this here I've turned into an absolute monster. I've spent, in total, including the replica itself, about £230 roughly. It now has 20 RPS, well, 20 BBs a second. It is snappy on semi. It will range 60-70 meters on 2.5, and it's sitting at 1 joule, but nearly bang on the dot. It's got a good trigger response, and it handles 11.1 lipos. So it is one of them things that people need to understand. You don't need to buy the best gun to be the best player. You just need to buy a cheap one, learn and develop to become the better player. So once you develop the skills to work on your own replica, replace parts, replace hop rubbers, hop units, barrels, gears, motors, the world's your oyster in regards to Airsoft. I know a lot of people prefer going to techs, but I do recommend that all players learn how to change out their hop unit and hop rubber, as these are consumables. They do get damaged, and they do need to be replaced every maybe 400,000 BBs or something like that. Something stupid. But they do need to be replaced, especially once they start getting worn, or if you're playing in extreme conditions and they maybe get really dirty or damaged due to that. But, back on topic. Buying a cheap and affordable replica means that if you do get into the sport and you suddenly decide you don't like it, you're not having a massive financial loss. I've seen people jump in with a budget of £1,000. I've seen people jump in with a budget of £200. I've also seen people with a £1,000 budget that suddenly leave the sport within a couple of months, and they've spent all that money. So it's best starting off on a simple replica like a Cyma AK-47, Spec Arms carbine, or CM28 or something is the actual word for it, or one of their core series or the HAL series. There's plenty cheap and affordable replicas out of the box that, while the performance isn't perfect, they are cheap to upgrade, cheap to maintain, and you're not breaking the bank for a sport you don't truly understand if you love it, or you know. So that'd be my biggest advice in regards to that there. You want to make smart choices, not expensive ones. As if you suddenly decide a month this sport's not for you, or you have a bad day at the sport and you suddenly jack something in, or you break something trying to repair it, it becomes expensive very quick. Or if you break something on a cheap bit of kit, it's a cheap repair. You can get, there's plentiful parts for M4s out there, there's plentiful parts for AK-47s, where there might not be plentiful parts for a Crytek LMG or a Chris Vector or something like that. So there's also the aspect of readily upgrades available for them. So magazines are cheap, plenty of them out there. Parts are everywhere for these types of things. due to how many there is, parts are always cheaper for them. So you can't be bad to that in that aspect. So with everyone, to round this here up, you need to be smart with your choices when getting into the sport. You don't need to buy the most expensive kit off the bat. Go for something affordable, doesn't break the bank, and can be upgraded and maintained easily, and that you can learn off, and has the potential to be upgraded and turned into a fun little bit of kit, especially these sleeper builds. And if anyone is curious about this, do look on the shorts, there is one showing this off, or check out the build stream. And with everyone, remember to join us in Discord as well, as we do live streams and tech builds on YouTube. That pings you when the videos and all the streams are out. We also have some funny tech bloopers and things going bang that shouldn't go bang type of thing, such as piston heads blowing up and all that fun stuff, and all the lovely side fun things of Airsoft. So with everyone, thanks again for watching, please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.